Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone must change. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. The young become the old. Madam Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. It was a day in July. It was hot. The year was 2012. I was having lunch with my son and my grandson, and I got a telephone call. It was from my son that lived in Las Vegas, and he asked me, "Have you spoken to your sister?" And I said, "No, I had just come back from an overseas trip." And he said, "You need to talk to your sister. Your father is unresponsive. He's been that way for 5 weeks." I took a deep breath, told my son and my grandson. Of course, the meal was not the same. Went home and began the process of packing to take a trip that I knew would never be what I had wanted it to be in the past. It was a new kind of trip, a trip to say goodbye. You see, my father had been in a nursing home for approximately 6 months. He had prostate cancer. I had been traveling back and forth from this area to North Carolina for about 2 years. I took that trip and I took my time getting there, but when I walked into the room, all I wanted to do was to back up, because he laid there. He laid there very still. I lost it. I started screaming and crying and shaking him. "Daddy, Daddy, wake up, wake up, wake up, Daddy." I tried to open his eyes, and they would shut right tight. Only thing I experienced was a laboring breathing. I got myself together, wiped away the tears, and said to my father, "Daddy, I apologize for anything I may have done to hurt you. And I pray that you forgive me for anything that I may have done to hurt you." And then it came to my mind what he told me it was like when I was an infant. When I was an infant, he said he used to love to put me on his chest so that I could hear his heartbeat. So I climbed up into the hospital bed and I laid on his chest. I watched a small tear come from his eye. And then I sang to him, "Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, the future is not ours to see. Que sera." Well, I got serious after that. I said, "Dad, we have to have a conversation. And this is a serious conversation. You see, you have a great-grandson on the other side of this country that is refusing to come into the earth. You see, the son that called me from Las Vegas, he had a son that was 2 weeks late. They tried everything short of a cesarean section to induce labor with his mother, and the boy wouldn't come. So I just figured he's waiting for something, and Daddy, he's waiting for you to let go. But you have to do something for me. When you let go, you must take a trip to Las Vegas, and you must see your great-grandson. And after you take that trip, you proudly take your place with the ancestors." I kissed him, and I left. Before I could get to the hotel room, actually in the parking lot when I parked, was not 30 minutes later, my sister called me and said, he's gone. I went to the nursing home. The belaboring breathing was no longer there. I was at peace. I went back to the hotel room. And then I got another phone call. And that phone call said, he's here. Indeed, my grandson decided to come into the earth. We were very sad and we were very happy at the same time. But the story doesn't end there. I have a cousin, and my cousin is 10 years older than me, and he just happened to be in Las Vegas at the same time. And the interesting thing about this is my cousin, Gerard, was held by my father when he was born, first family member. And Gerard was there to hold my grandson, Pharaoh, when he was born. So our family, within 24 hours, experienced the full circle of life. It's a beautiful thing. Everything changes. Each and every one of us changes. Everything that has life changes. Nothing remains the same. Everyone must change. And we must learn to embrace that change. But we must also know that the young will in fact become the old, and mysteries unfold, because that is the way of time. But yet, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds, they do fly. Madam Toastmaster.